Welcome back to Tampa Bay Right Now. We've been talking about cancer dangers in the Bay Area, and with us now is Heather Bridge, a physician assistant at Moffitt Cancer Center, who is here to speak to us about skin cancer. Welcome to the show, Heather.
Thank you.
So tell us, give us some background about different types of skin cancer. What can we look out for?
Well, there are 3 different types of skin cancer: basal cell, squamous cell, and melanoma. Okay. Melanoma is the rarest but deadliest.
Okay, well that's the one that actually it rings a bell, is melanoma. The other 2 I feel like I've never heard of. So tell us about the first 2. What are those? Where do those affect on your body?
The first 2 are mainly basal cells. Are mainly found. Both of them are found in sun-exposed areas,
okay,
but they are less risky because they do not spread like melanoma can.
Okay. And so how do people get skin cancer? Is it just from sun, or is there other things that can affect that?
It's mainly from sun exposure,
okay,
tanning beds. There's also a small genetic component as well.
Okay. What would you say to people who use tanning beds? Because I know I used to do it.
Did you?
Yes, even in high school. And I think now, I'm like, Mother, why did you let me do tanning beds when I was 16, 17?
Right.
But
well,
that was the thing to do.
Growing up, you know, we thought a tanning bed is safer than being in the sun.
Right.
And actually, the statistics show that people who use tanning beds, especially under the age of 30, are at a 75% higher risk of developing a melanoma later on in life.
Wow.
It's still the same dangerous rays affecting and damaging your skin.
So what about those tanning beds that they say, oh, we're UV free? You know those beds that are like, oh, we don't have all these UV rays, it's just, we're just baking you brown. What do you say to those people?
I don't
know
much about those, but I would say it's not true.
Yeah, they have some.
Anything
they say, oh, we're
the
UV
skin
free
does not sound like it's good for you.
Okay, well, good. Now, I know that not only females are affected by this, but males too. And
right.
I know a lot of males go into tanning beds, but we normally just hear the women are the ones. And women, they tan, they get, they look orange, and now they have skin cancer. But men are affected by this too, yes?
They are.
Okay. So tell us, when are you most likely to burn during the day?
Well, we say to avoid the sun. Here in Florida, in the Sunshine State, that is hard to do.
Right.
But staying out of the sun between the hours where the sun is the strongest, between 10 and 4, is good. Seek shade when you do go in the sun, and try to stay covered up using sunscreen, the clothing with protection in it, wide-brimmed hats. All of those things will help reduce the chance of developing a skin cancer.
Right. So be smart about the sun and avoid the tanning beds.
Right.
And we hear so much about how tanning booths are bad for you and that women need to be aware of this, but men, as we talked about, can also be affected by skin cancer. Take a look at this PSA that highlights this specific issue.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills 1 person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Good, so let's talk about ways that we can help protect ourselves. You mentioned sunblock,
yes.
Maybe picking the right kinds of clothing. What would you say also to parents who have children out there is that it's really important. I know I have a 7-year-old and she can burn like that, even though she's been a Florida baby, and some people think, oh, she's already tan. But what would you say about protecting your children?
Well, that's a great point you bring up, because it needs to start from when they're young, because a bad sunburn at a young age can damage the skin and later on lead to a skin cancer. So even starting from babies, keeping them covered up, those same things that you would use, putting on sunscreen, wearing hats, long sleeves, those types of things. And really, it's not just what type of sunscreen, it's how you use it.
Okay.
We recommend a broad spectrum, an SPF of 30 or greater, and then making sure that you're using enough, not just a little bit for the face, but applying it to the entire body.
Right.
And it's best to put it on before you leave the house so it has a chance to soak into the skin, and then at least every 2 hours while you're out in the sun, or more frequent if you're in and out of the water or sweating.
That's what I was going to ask. Like once you get in the pool,
Right. Even though sunscreens say that they're waterproof, it's best to just reapply to make sure you're getting that full coverage and full protection from the sunscreen.
And is it better to use a lotion-based, or I know they have that spray-based now, is it better because the lotion maybe absorbs?
Yes, I like
more?
the lotion better because you do feel like you get it absorbed more into the skin.
Okay. And what are some signs? Like, what would I look for on my body that may tell me, oh, I maybe should get this checked out, this could be skin cancer?
Anything new.
Okay.
Anything that's changing. For melanoma, we like to use the ABCDs.
Okay,
And that's if the lesion, A stands for asymmetry. So if the borders of the lesion are not symmetrical, then that raises concern. B stands for border, so looking at the borders, and if those, again, are jagged or not smooth, then it needs to be checked. Color, if one side of the lesion is a different color than the other, or change. D stands for diameter. Anything greater than 6 millimeters should be checked, and that's about the size of a pencil eraser.
Okay.
And E, if it's elevated off the skin, that's another sign that it could be a cancerous mole.
Okay. And what are some resources? I know earlier we said the word mole patrol, which I think is so
Yes.
catchy and fun.
Yeah,
So what is this?
Moffitt has a mole patrol,
Okay.
which basically it's an RV, and we go out to different events and do skin screenings for free prior to those events.
Oh, that's fantastic. So everyone can go out to these. You can check your website for more information?
Correct. Yes, you can check Facebook,
Okay.
the Moffitt Cutaneous Oncology page. They'll have the latest updates on where we'll be. I know we have 2 Bucks games that we're going to be out beforehand screening, so
they can go and check all those out.
Absolutely.
Well, coming up next, I will be talking with Bridget Laconi, who was diagnosed with breast cancer and then provided the courage to push through it. Don't go away.